Don't count on it.
No, they have to. They
I understand
can't.
that, but I'm not in charge.
I know, but I just hope everybody just stays calm and pretend we're in church or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking to someone. Yeah, I saw him across the street. I saw you talking to him. I saw you walk away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I have some hobo gold, yeah. Don't know what the fuck. I'm getting behind Serpro 5 times in my career. Recently. No, it's gone. Oh, I should have done that. I don't know. Whatever. I haven't cut my hair.
Good for you.
Hi, honey.
You should have complaints too about something financially. Your husband's an accountant, right? Down the road.
Okay, so let's see that side. Going on since 1970.
You can't move dirt on private property.
It's on two separate pieces of property. Don't confuse the issue. We have three pieces of property. We have King Ave.
Cease and desist right now. You
Yeah,
have,
you just said all the property.
Cease and desist means they can't ride or have any events or raise any funds, right?
Correct.
To keep the club open.
Correct.
In 3 years, it's somewhere near $100,000 in lost revenue.
they've had, the club was open. They could have had their hill climbs, had hill climbs last year. Correct?
At the end, we had
One.
Yeah, you had,
one bike, one.
yeah, but you had the ability to do it.
We have the ability.
We didn't
have
close
the
them down
ability.
last year. So that's.
Are they closed down? Are they closed down right now?
They are now, because there's zoning violations all over the place. So now we have
Is that
to address
public
it.
information of some zoning violations?
Oh, sure, it's public record.
They move dirt. What else did they do?
They basically moved dirt and they caused a lot of grief and aggravation with the water, and that was conservation, and they were doing something else, so to change the height of the hill or something.
Yeah, I was told they were accused of raising the hill 40 feet. That was
Moving dirt, yes.
Okay, they did not raise the hill because it was measured. We have photos from back in the 60s. It's actually shorter than it was. As far as moving the dirt, that's for erosion control. Because when the bikes go up the hill, they have to do something to maintain it. So any dirt was moved was for erosion control to keep it from going into the river. And as far as the river, the flood was caused by a tree that fell down on a neighbor's property, not theirs. It fell over the river, and that's what caused the flooding. So the dirt has to be moved after each event to control erosion. And as far as the tree falling down, there's nothing. That was an act of God. So, and is it one person that
It's an
complained?
act of God. I like that. It's an act of God. On the same token, now you have to understand one thing. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been on the zoning board for 30 years. So I kind of understand, and I know a lot of people about on the Hillclimb. I used to go there. I used to ride my bike up there. So I know about it. And there was a lot of things that were done because the club would go and help the neighbors. What happened was there's something that happened between the neighbors, and all of a sudden the walls started coming up. And once the walls coming up, instead of just talking to people, they started.
Like what we're trying to do here.
Exactly. That's why I came out.
So how do we fix it? What needs to be done to open the club back up?
How we're going to have to find out what all the zoning violations are, and we're going to have the town, the club is going to have to rectify. Now,
And where did you get your information that this dirt was brought in and that they did this stuff?
from the zoning officer.
Does he have any proof there was moved or any photos?
I don't have. I have. Yes, there is.
Is the meeting rescheduled to a certain time?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's going to be continued today to Wednesday the 29th at Memorial Town Hall.
Because everybody has to be able to give them the bid.
Would it be
Exactly.
possible that a temporary permit could be given so they could host an event and raise some funds to keep the business going? Because
No.
this is,
You have
you know,
to-
if you shut a business down, it's gonna.
I understand that, but what happens is that once it's a cease and desist, and the cease and desist is on the property, all of the property. It can't have, people have already asked me if we could have the, topless? I was gonna show up for that, but no, I mean, it was just, you can't do one without doing the other. So what happens is that they have to take care of the hill first, and then from the hill, then the second one will probably be. I don't know what the second one's about.
Talking to the club members and some people that are intimately involved with the issue, they said the allegations were not true about raising the hill and moving the dirt.
That's why we're gonna have a hearing.
They said it's not true, but the club was shut down. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? Why are they being charged?
There was a warning. That's the whole
Charged.
thing. I mean, there's been a bunch of
He said the club member said there was no warning, but was there a warning in writing or something like that? Even if there was a warning, shouldn't they be proved guilty before they're shut down, like in a court of law?
well, when there was a problem, and they were sent the letter from lawyers to their lawyer, and
Well,
their
shouldn't there
lawyer
be a
back to our
signature of
lawyer.
that somewhere?
So sure, it's all public information, and all of it's going back and forth. All of a sudden, you're hearing one side of the story, and the story is not what all that's been going on. So what happens is that yes, there's violations. There's zoning violations on the moving of the dirt. You can't do it. You can only move an X amount of dirt. You can only do certain things.
They only move
What
enough dirt
happened?
to maintain the hill.
But what happened was now that dirt was in the stream, tree fall over, act of God, it went into a stream. It went down to the end of the road.
The tree wasn't
It was
on their
in
property.
across the street. Now you get the DPW involved. You get the highway people involved. You get a lot more people involved because nobody took care of the problem to begin with. And that's the problem. If you knew there was a problem. Now, if you were so involved, wouldn't you go down and look and see if there was a tree? And if there was a tree, wouldn't you move the tree
But that's
to
on the
cause the
neighbor's
grief?
It wasn't on their property. It was on someone else's property.
You go there and you ask them. That's what I'm talking about, communications.
that-
Go and talk to people, and you wouldn't have this grief that we have today.
Well,
That's
when
exactly
you
what
have
it
one
is.
bad apple that wants to ruin it for everybody. It's like somebody that burns himself with hot coffee sues Dunkin' Donuts. When is our officials
Did
gonna
we
start
change
looking-
it?
when
Do
is
you
our
go to
officials gonna
Dunkin'
start-
Donuts and does it say caution
Right,
hot?
but like,
Yes.
when are we going to wake up
this
to
track,
the world?
This track has been called the Pride of America. It's Pride of Monson. People come from all over the Northeast.
It's been
to
there
come
forever.
for 80 years. I came to my first event here at 5 years old. I've never missed a year.
I know.
I think it should.
I've
be,
had members that basically grew up.
So
on
and
it.
there's literally thousands of people here supporting the Hillclimb. And there's two neighbors that complain. Is it one or two neighbors? Is what I'm told.
54.
54 signed up.
We had a Zoom meeting. I had 54 people complain that there was what was going on up there. Not because of the noise. None were about the noise. What it was, they were traveling on other people's property. That is on tape. You can see it. 54 people complained that there was problems up there. Now all of a sudden, one person saying, well, it was 1 or 2?
What do you mean
No,
traveling on
54.
people's, what do you mean traveling on other people's property?
They were traveling on other people's, trespassing on other people's property.
How were they trespassing?
They were driving on their property.
Was motorcycle club people?
Motorcycles, ATVs. Now, when I was on the board, when we gave them JD Racing, J-Day, when they showed up, they showed us little teeny weeny bikes. I mean, little baby bikes. And they said it was for junior people, for kids. Now, believe it or not, children, you've got to have kids coming into any organization. I'm in a bunch of them. If you don't bring the children in, you're going to lose. All of us are going to lose. So I agreed. I said, yes, they wanted. Quaboag riders wanted 2 races a year. Okie dokie, we gave it to them. All of a sudden, they have a track up there that they ran 7 days a week.
7 days a week?
7 days a week.
When did that happen?
All the way up there.
When did that happen?
All the time, all week.
When did that happen?
When they were up there.
You're a lame piece of shit.
That's such an element.
We should.
So what do we need to do to make this right so that
You're going to have a hearing, and the hearing you're going to hear what the zoning officer said, and find out what's going on. That's all.
So how does he even have proof that it actually happened?
The zoning officer.
Right, but it's not even the same zoning officer.
Well, in the United States of America, it's innocent until proven guilty. I don't think
that
tree falling across the river was not on their
just letting
property.
you know what's in front of us. You know, they said I now have the decision to either uphold the ZBA with the zoning officer or oversee it, override. Period. That's all I've got. And that's what I'm going to do. I've done it before. I've gone with them and I've gone against them.
So are you going to vote to open the hill or to not open the hill?
I can't. I got to vote. I got to find out. I'm
How
one
many,
of 5.
how many people are controlling this vote?
5.
5? You're one of them, aren't you?
No.
We need to wait till the hearing so we can talk about this all
Well, we're not going to have it.
next week.
Yeah, next week.
So if you can identify what the track the club members need to do to make it right, will you 5 vote to open the hill?
You will. You'll know exactly what it is. And here's your lawyer. Not mine, it's yours.
You're gonna take care of everybody else's problems. You gotta take care of everybody else's property around you. You wanna take care of your property.
No, I think what he's saying is he wants to make sure that there doesn't impact the property.
What caused the problem was a neighbor's tree, which is
You guys have been doing that for 30 years. I used to go down and we used to clean out the tree. But you know what? It wasn't supposed to. We just did it.
Typical politician.
Everybody was happy. All the way up. We made all the way up.
I'm the secretary of this office, and I just want to make sure you're aware. No, I understand that, but I just want to make sure you know. The neighbors complaining never came up to talk to me.
Well, some did. And they said that on tape.
Excuse me, are you representing the club?
Yes, we're representing.
Philly.
Come to terms with what it
Oh, I like that.